Hi, I'm Dara, and this is A Right Way. I want to take a moment to talk about something that's very sensitive and personal to many of us as creatives, and that is the fear of failure. So, I want to talk about it and also some different ways that you can tangibly overcome it. So, when we think about the fear of failure, the first thing we need to analyze is what is our definition of success, right? Because failure and success are on opposite ends of the spectrum, but it's up to you to define what is what and what's important to you along the way. So when it comes to writing, to me, when I think about starting a new project, that voice in the back of my mind may say, okay, if I write this script and I get it out there, what if people don't like it? What if producers reject it and production companies don't want anything to do with it? And it just sits on my computer and ends up basically taking up space on my hard drive and never gets produced, never gets made, never gets off the ground. That can be a very real thing that in some cases, for some creatives, that can actually stop you from even starting the project, right? So when it comes to fear of failure, the first thing I ask myself is, how do I define success on this one? How do I define what a win looks like? And I can't control what producers or production companies or what the feedback loop says about anything that I create, but I actually can control one important key of that process that actually triggers everything else, and that is if I actually finish the script. So I'm going to reframe my goals and focus on a success milestone of just finishing the script. And that's up to me, that's on my shoulders. No producer, no production company, no agent or manager or anyone can actually stop me from taking the time to finish the script. And that is going to be my first important victory along the way. Okay, now it's done. So we're going to celebrate. And the next day, after the rewrites are done and you feel confident in what you have, maybe you've done some table reads with some actor friends and worked out the kinks a little bit, and you feel confident in the story, it's time to get it out into the world. So for different people, that might include even self-producing the project yourself, which is one option, or getting it out to producers or production companies that might be interested. So I may set a goal for myself. All right, several producers may think that this is terrible, but I got to give myself the biggest pull possible. So I set a milestone of I'm going to make sure that I get in contact with 20 producers or 20 production companies to get that feedback loop going. So many of them may reject me, and that's okay. But a handful may connect to the story and want to go further. So I've overcome that fear of failure just by taking some proactive steps on my end as a creative that are within the realm of my control. And I encourage you to do the same thing. This can apply to your life as an artist or just different moments across the board, dealing with people in your personal life. It doesn't matter what it is. To overcome the fear of failure, you have to first of all make sure that you are controlling your definition of success, setting your own milestones that are up to you, and nobody can take that away from you. So that's one of the most important things that I do to make sure that I'm on track with my goals. And honestly, over time, I don't fear failure nearly as much as I did at the beginning of my career. Now I'm anxious to get things out there, get that feedback going, learn new lessons, see how it can help me improve as an artist, as a creative, just as a person in general, because this is all the journey. This is all a part of the journey. And fear of failure can actually stop you and be a roadblock to any kind of progress. So to me, the worst thing is not creating something that a lot of people think is quote unquote bad. What's even worse than that is not creating anything at all. So I hope this was helpful, and no matter what you do, keep writing.